Welcome back to Parking Lot Takes. That's Brandon, I'm Christian, and the first 2 episodes of the show might be over, but the conversation's just getting started.
Just getting started.
Right here. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We're talking Daredevil Born again today, and we're so stoked to do about it. A little bit of structure. We're just going to kind of catch up. I have been on a little solo side quest.
Excursion, yeah.
You have had a side quest as well.
Too, yes.
So we're going to talk about that, and we'll be getting into our Daredevil discussion. We were going to attempt to be spoiler-free as much as possible. Just because it's only 2 episodes of the show, I'm assuming the spoiler-free section is going to be short.
Yes.
And then we will then dive in to spoiler goodness later on.
We'll try to mark it. So
we'll definitely
know.
mark it and let you know. So,
exactly.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You've had an interesting past week.
Yes. We parted ways and came back different men.
We did. We did.
I did.
Yeah.
So I got engaged.
Yeah. Woo!
Engaged. Yeah, very exciting. Went really great. Her family came in. My family came in. It worked out really well. At sunset, it was on a dock. It was beautiful.
Yes.
She cried. I definitely didn't cry at all. I did cry. I cried a little bit.
You're so sweet.
A little bit. But it worked out really great. Timing was perfect. Went to a nice dinner, spent some time with family.
Where'd you go to dinner?
Jackson's, downtown. It was pretty good.
Terrible choice.
You think so?
I think there's so many better options.
That was the first time I've ever been there.
Okay.
So I, of all things, got crab cakes. And they were pretty mediocre, I'm going to be honest with you, at Jackson Steakhouse. Yeah, I know. There's definitely, I would now put like 3-4 places over Jackson. Yeah. But I heard it was nice, and to be honest with you, I was trying to find a place that would host like 18 people.
What's wrong with Global Grill?
I tried. They couldn't fit us. That's what I would love have. Yeah, I would have loved Global.
We're definitely locating ourselves.
For sure. That's so true. Don't look this up. No, I'm just kidding. I tried Angelina's because I just really love Angelina's, and she does too. But Jackson's what could host
where's
us.
Angelina's at? Is it downtown as well?
It's downtown, yeah. It's an Italian restaurant. It's actually the sister restaurant of Jackson. It's really good. You should try it.
I have tried it.
You have?
I got a steak there one time.
Why would you get a steak at Angelina's?
Because they were like hyping it up, bro. They were like,
what?
I was
it's
sitting
an
there
Italian
and
restaurant.
I'm like, what should I get? And the server said, you should get this steak. It's insane. And I'm a steak guy, okay?
Yeah.
I like steak. I like meat.
He does like some meat.
I like big meat, okay?
Big slabs of meat.
Good marbleization. Anyway, I order the dang thing. They drop it. It is like, well done. Like it is well done.
Awful.
I ordered
That's
it medium
the
rare.
Worst
And so I'm not a confrontational person. Maybe I should have experienced more life trauma to be brave enough to bring this stuff up because I'm just not, and I don't question things. I'm like, okay, whatever, they messed up. I'm not gonna make a big deal. I'm just gonna eat it.
I'm the same way.
Whatever. So I'm just cutting into the darn thing.
It's just tough.
And my grandmother is sitting across from me, and she says something to the waiter.
Really?
And I'm like,
you didn't have the balls, but your grandma
I know.
did.
I'm like,
I wouldn't either.
I'm like, great. So he comes up and he's like, can I see it? And I said, yeah. And I showed him. It's well done.
Yeah.
And he goes, will you cut into the middle of it? And I went, that's a weird request, but
what does it have to do with anything?
I cut into it, and it's like
slightly
maybe
pink.
a little bit more pink. And he, no joke, goes, oh yeah, I see. One half of it is medium, and the other half of it is medium rare. Like that's what I ordered. Like it was supposed to. And
that's
like he
right.
said it to me, and I was supposed to be like,
oh,
thank you.
My bad. I'm an idiot.
I forgot that's how things are cooked and ordered, and yeah.
Oh, I've never been to Benelli's.
Oh.
I had a couple people say that I should go there.
I went to Benelli's. You know who took me to Benelli's?
Who?
Harry and Lainey.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
shout
funny.
Out. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, yeah. That's funny because Lainey was like, you should try Benelli's. It's really good. And I was like, I think I'm going to go with Jackson.
That's my only first time hanging out with them. Pretty fun. Anyway, so
yeah, it went great. I'm engaged. We're planning the wedding now. She does it for work, so I've kind of got a leg up, which is really cool. But
if you have any suggestions, call her at
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm just kidding. But you just got back from overseas in Ireland.
I did go to Ireland. Yes.
Oh gosh.
I think that was pretty solid. I'm gonna be honest.
That's pretty good.
I know. I agree. Yeah. I'm a guy.
Have you been talking in an Irish accent?
Dude, I talked in an Irish accent the entire time.
Like sipping Guinness.
And I got away with it a lot.
Really?
A lot.
So you were like trying it on locals,
Yeah.
and they were like,
but here's the thing. I have a disorder,
That's
a
funny.
compulsion disorder, that
Yes.
I have slight
That's
autism.
hilarious.
Actually, but when I hear syllables and I think like they're talking to
Yes,
me,
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
try them out. Like and it's just like it's terrible. I know it's terrible, and I do it on the opposite
in
end
the
of
wrong
spectrum.
country, you're in a bad
If I'm
situation.
in Mexico, guess what I'm doing? Can I have some tacos, please? It's terrible. Anyways,
You don't come back from Mexico.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, I did several
That's
times.
interesting. And people like never really said anything about it?
No.
Wow.
'Cause it's-
Do you think there was like, it's a
So
American,
recently, a lot
I
of
won't say
no
anything.
way because
Wow.
because I got fooled once.
Yeah.
I ordered at a restaurant
Yeah.
and made it pretty far, and then I tried to go. Can we order some starters? And she was like, yeah. Obviously in an Irish accent, and sorry, she didn't go. Yeah, she goes, oh, we don't do that. And I went, oh. Just like plain Jane. Oh, you feel so white there, bro.
Yes,
when you're
yeah.
American,
That's funny.
we got made fun of for being American.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
But it was an awesome trip.
Yeah.
I went with Ben, friend of the show.
It looked gorgeous
It was
from the pictures.
crazy. Saw some cool movie spots. We saw
Yeah.
the Cliffs of Moher, Order of the Phoenix Cave, which was
Yeah,
sick.
that's pretty cool.
Lots of good food. Have you ever traveled internationally?
I have, not to Europe though.
Okay.
I've been to Caribbean and South American countries.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been to Grenada. I've been to Belize. I've been to Grenada twice. Puerto Rico's a U.S. territory, but I've been to Puerto Rico too.
Sweet. I have a life hack
Really?
for anyone traveling with jet lag.
Interesting.
So I don't have much much advice for getting there, but it's something I figured out. It's something I implored our friend Ben, and Ben's honestly an idiot for not doing it because he's tired right now and can't go to the Mickey premiere with us.
That's true. That's right.
And that's his fault.
Sorry, Ben.
Sorry. It's a life hack. I totally recommend it. I've never experienced it before going there, and I am just like totally dumbfounded by it. Totally shocked.
Does it only work on like long flights over to
No.
Europe?
No, it's not a flight thing. It's a pregame. It's a pregame thing.
pregame.
You got to pregame the flight home, and here's how you do it. It's a little thing called food poisoning.
You had food poisoning?
I had food poisoning.
What?
First time ever. Horrible.
Oh my
Awful.
gosh.
It was so bad. Just absolutely just exploding out of both ends. Just
Thanks, Ireland.
in the thick of it. My projectiles from whatever orifice were a fun Irish green, which is a hint of that's salmonella. Yeah, it was terrible.
So you think you got it in Ireland?
Oh, 100%.
Not for like airport food or something. Oh, that's
In
awful.
Ireland, almost second day, third day from leaving.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
At least you got some good time there with
Yeah,
that.
just horrible. But here's the life hack.
You're exhausted.
Because I spent the next 3 days sleeping,
Yeah.
and
Didn't
I
matter.
spent the flight home nauseous, white knuckling the seats in front of me, just struggling with every bodily function I had. Just oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I slept great last night.
Yeah.
And I feel great today. So
gosh.
that's what I would recommend if you want to just hit the ground running when you get
you
home.
were throwing up. You were, dude.
So this is
awful.
random.
Oof.
I made myself throw up because I could not. It was the worst I've ever
nausea.
felt in my life, and it wouldn't progress.
So you just were like, I got to do this. Get it out. Oh, ugh.
I know.
That's nasty.
I know. Worth it.
So we can go to the Mickey 17 premiere, bright-eyed and bushy.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a real commitment to this podcast.
I know.
Man, I don't know if I can't say I've
Food
had that
poisoning.
level of commitment.
Yeah, I felt great today until you said I got crab cakes. Ugh.
Oof. Bring a little nauseous back. Do you not like crab cakes?
No, it's just the thought of it. It's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
But Ireland, other than that, was good.
Ireland, other than that, was
Cool.
incredible.
That's awesome. Was it cold? It was cold probably, right?
No,
Really?
we timed it great. The weather was amazing.
Did it rain
It
at all?
rained once.
Wow.
Once, and it was like 50 degrees the entire.
Dude, that's perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. I
just-
wish I was with you and not getting engaged. Just kidding. Hope Audrey doesn't watch this one. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's cool though.
Yeah, food poisoning's great. Recommend.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
So if you're ever in Ireland, get the food poisoning. It's great. Love it.
Great dish. Great local dish cuisine there.
Yeah,
Love that.
Just throwing up steak and potatoes. Horrible.
I won't be eating steak for a while.
I know.
Thank you for that.
I'm having steak in a few days. I'm getting ready.
Yeah. But we're back, and we have got some awesome stuff coming up.
Yep.
Really, the next couple months are going to start picking up stack. But what we're talking about today, new show, just dropped.
My favorite MCU show.
You think ever?
I'm talking about the Daredevil show.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's canon.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Okay.
They confirmed that, like, when they brought it to Disney Plus, that's all canon, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Right?
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I'm just assuming at this point.
I know there was, like, talks
That's
about
what
it
I
when
want.
they were bringing them over. So
Daredevil's one of my favorite Marvel projects. I love the show. It's great. So is Punisher's really good as well.
I love Punisher, yeah. So we're talking Daredevil Born again.
Yes.
Just dropped 2 episodes.
Yep. So let's talk about how we want to so we haven't talked about it yet.
No, not at all.
At all. How do we want to I think we should definitely give
some expectations.
No, sure. Let's do that. I just mean like 3, 2, 1. What are we gonna say?
Okay.
Do you want to do our rating system or not?
Ooh. We use a rating system for the TV show.
I would think so, or we could just out of 10 it to be simple. But
maybe
we could out of 10 the episodes.
Yes.
And then give the whole show a
kind of overall. I like that. Let's do that. So we'll kind of go episode. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's start with non-spoiler.
Yep.
For each episode.
Yep.
And then we'll kind of get into the spoiler discussion. We can probably at that point kind of talk about them as a whole.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Because they kind of go into each other pretty well. All right, let's give our rating for episode 1.
Okay.
Scale of 1 to 10. I'll count us down, okay?
All right.
Ready? Ooh, wait, I got to think about this. Okay. I'm ready. Okay.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
7 out of 10. Let's go! Let's go!
Yes!
It's not peak.
It's not peak.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Oh, I'm so
Everyone
happy.
said that.
I'm so
it's
happy you feel that way too.
It's definitely not.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me so much
not.
flack.
No way.
No, it's
no
not.
way.
Okay. Do we just want to talk episode 1 and then we'll go into 2?
Like non-spoiler?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or do you just want to do 2 as
I mean,
well?
I don't know what we could say about it. I think give the rating. Let's do 2.
Let's just do 2 and then we'll just start it.
Let's just do spoilers at this point.
Okay. All right.
Well, here, yeah. All right. You ready for 2? You want to count down 2?
Yeah. Okay. 2. 3, 2, 1. 9
8
out of 10. Okay, so we're in the same realm of thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I actually did not know. I thought 7 out of 10 on episode 1 was going to be low. I thought you were going to go like 9
You know
out
what?
of 10.
But I have some thoughts.
Can I change the 9 out of 10? Because I was thinking about something right before we said, and I want to say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I do feel it.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so we're in the same.
I think it's pretty great.
I think it's really fantastic. Yeah. Okay, just some overall non-spoiler thoughts about episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'll start us off. Episode 1, I liked it, but I don't think it's peak.
Yeah.
I think there are... Let me get some of the negatives out of the way, and I won't go into spoilers, but towards the front half, there's just some like visual things that I noticed that kind of took me out of it. There's just a couple like style choices that they took that I was just a little like off kilter with, but once they kind of got to a certain point, it really hit its groove and I was loving it. If I was going to say like the back half of episode 1, I'd probably give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10, but if I'm looking at it as a whole, it probably would bring down to like a 7 out of 10. But it definitely does feel like we're back. Like we're with the characters. We are... it's back as far as with Matt Murdock, with Wilson Fisk. I mean, they take some choices, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the spoiler discussion, but it does feel like we're kind of back in some of the creativity, some of the style that we love from the Netflix in some ways, and it's hard not to talk spoilers, but I do feel like the episode took some choices, but I definitely thought, okay, we're here. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. I like some of the things throughout it, but I don't think it's peak, and I definitely have some issues.
Yeah. First of all, I think if this is obvious, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat it. This is not Daredevil season 4. This is a new phase. This is kind of reinventing the formula a little bit.
Yeah. It's like a soft reboot.
I am a big fan of the color grading, the videography, specifically in some of the conversational shots. I think it's very reminiscent of the previous show, and it's got that little bit of Marvel flair that I think makes it special.
Yeah.
I think some of the depictions of powers are great, how they change the aspect ratios and things like that.
There's some really
very cool stuff. The acting is great. Charlie Cox is fantastic. Vincent D'Onofrio is great. They're great in the show. I don't really want to touch on too much of what negatives without going into spoilers.
Yes, and that's why I was kind of struggling because I think some of my negatives do deal with some of the spoilers. But I think you're right. Performances, it feels like they're back inhabiting these characters. Like, it doesn't feel like a big difference.
Absolutely. It doesn't feel like we're missing skit. It does feel like we're just where you can
back with these characters.
Yes, it does feel like that.
But it does feel like a soft reboot. It's not just
Daredevil season 4. And just tone-wise. Tone-wise and there's more jokes and things obviously, but
yeah.
It's just different. It's different.
Not too jokey though.
No, but it's just they're like Wilson Fisk laughs a lot.
Yeah,
and that's I actually kind of like that. I do too. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But it's just definitely tonally, it's just a little bit lighter,
slight more brevity.
And I don't I think if you're gonna hold on to that, I don't think it's worth. You maybe just don't watch the rest of the show then. I could have told you they weren't going to shoot it shot for shot like Netflix. I wouldn't have wanted them to. I definitely, because we want to see Daredevil integrated into everything else. And so if you don't kind of compromise and try and merge everything just a little bit, it's just going to feel out of place seeing him in some other stuff. Anyway, so spoilers here on real quick. This is going to be a quick episode regardless because we have a premiere to get to.
We do, yeah.
But...
Spoilers right here.
Spoilers right
if
here.
If you haven't seen it, this is your cutoff. Come back once you've watched it.
Yes.
All right. Lead us off.
Okay. The Oner. Okay, sorry. First, spoilers. First, from here.
Yes.
I am not a fan of Foggy dying.
Okay. You did not like the choice.
No, I am not a fan. I am I could see a lot of people are upset about this.
Mm-hmm. It's a ballsy choice.
I could be convinced not to. I disagree that it should have happened in the first 10 minutes. That's kind of atrocious. I don't like that. They should have done this. I rewatched the first episode to confirm this fact.
I did too, yeah.
Because I thought about it and I said, there is so much exposition we get in the first 10 minutes about what they've got going on. That needs to be the first. This is 9-episode show.
Yes.
It should be 10. The first episode should be Karen, Foggy, and Matt lawyering.
Yes.
The opening shot of the show should have been them meeting with the Benny character.
Yes, 100%.
Them going in, sitting with him. I'm Matt. This is Foggy. Doing the whole thing we love from the previous show.
Yes.
That should be the opening shot.
I think you're right. Yeah.
The first 10 minutes should have been the last 10 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
And this should have been a whole show because there's things we don't understand. There's and it's not a big deal, but I am curious. It's why Foggy died. Yeah. So I want to know Benny and the whole situation.
Yeah.
I want to know. They think when Foggy's talking to the other lawyer, it's like he has this she's like, oh, I have this trick on my sleeve.
Yeah.
It's like I want to see them do that. It's what we love about the previous 3 seasons.
The chemistry, the dialogue.
Yes. Give that to us in the first episode. Let it just be classic, them, Nelson and Murdoch back at it.
Yes.
That's what it should have been the first episode.
Yeah.
If you killed Foggy in the last 10 minutes.
It's perfect.
And the whole Oner, the best hour of MCU ever. Ever.
Yes.
Because, in my opinion, the Oner fight the choreography's great. What are we doing with smoke and lights off? I can't see anything.
Thank you.
I can't see them fight. It's annoying.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I didn't know how you would feel about this.
Oh my gosh,
so
when we're panning away to Foggy, I was okay with it. When we're following it, I'm like walking out. I'm like, stop. Get back to the fight. I can't see what's going on.
Yes.
Stop doing that. The other show never did that.
It's hard to see.
Sometimes it was a still shot of a hallway for like 5 minutes of a fight. Like, I couldn't.
And they tried to do that.
Why do we have smoke? Why are the lights going out? It feels. It
looks weird.
It looks bad. It doesn't look good.
You do think that? Thank
it looks
you.
bad.
It does.
It doesn't. But they are. The choreography is somewhat real. But if you
but it's like mixed in with CGI and it looks
weird,
off.
Weird.
It looks so off.
Weird. Everything once they get to the like first floor and start walking up the stairs, great. This is where I would enter into the conversation. We're talking peak at this point. When okay, let me give some pros. Introducing Matt listening to Foggy's heartbeat and wheezing, masterful.
Great.
Masterclass.
Great choice.
Great.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
When they stop in the middle of the fight and you can continue to hear it slowing.
Yes.
I love that choice.
Absolutely.
It's so good.
Fantastic.
So good.
That's so good.
Yes.
Everything under the roof is great. When Foggy dies, that next 10 seconds is one of my favorite MCU moments of all time.
It's great.
The acting and when he just shoves him off the roof, favorite moment of all time. Awesome. That's why I say had the first 10 minutes been the last 10 minutes would have been best MCU ever.
Yes.
Ever. Hands down.
Yeah.
But because it's the first 10 minutes of the first episode, and I know, and you can have they filmed 6 episodes of this. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were not happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay, they said tonally it was like a comedy, and other people rumored that it was kind of close to She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Which is, oh my gosh, what the frick? How did we make 6 episodes of show tonally like She-Hulk? That's not confirmed. I'm sorry if you like She-Hulk. I think it's a little overhated, but come on, it's not Daredevil.
Like it,
Daredevil doesn't need to feel like She-Hulk.
Fit into that world.
Daredevil's being humorous. I'm not just
that's
his
not
jokes in She-Hulk. No. Anyways,
no.
It totally feels like It definitely feels. I think you definitely feel the reshoots.
Okay, so do you feel like the first 10, 15 minutes is the reshoots?
Yes.
That's what I feel
100%.
too. Here's what I think. I came out of the first episode and I watched it yesterday. I watched just the first 10 minutes again to confirm this. But the first 10 minutes of this show feel like a different show than everything else.
Yes.
And that's why I say I was saying first half in the non-spoiler because I didn't want to give anything too much away. But the first 10 minutes... Beyond that, it's peak. It's the dialogue, it's the shots, it's everything we loved about the original Daredevil show. Whereas we got some good moments in the beginning, I thought the CGI is so obvious. It looked bad.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched a lot of reviews and things, but I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. But like the cutting between, like it's not seamless. Like some of the choreography, it looks like you're watching a video game character.
Yeah.
Like especially in the smoke, I can't see anything. I don't think it looks good at all. Like it almost feels like the color grading is different. Like at moments, and it's different in a way. Like
and here's what when you go to the rest of the show, they've replaced the Foggy and Karen characters with other characters.
They have, definitely.
And so it's totally feels like, okay, so this is the show prior. Like, this is what they wanted the show to be.
Yes.
And then they went... Because I think if you killed Foggy, you'd want to feel an absence of Foggy in the rest of the show, and you don't feel that.
No, because they
at
fill
all,
that.
Because they fill it.
Yeah.
And that's what and like, there's no character, like... continuation on Matt's part. Like there's no like carrying a burden Foggy continuing in second episode.
He's just like doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Thriving in New York.
Yeah.
Successful firm.
It's kind of what I would think it is kind of the reboot I would expect in the second episode.
Yeah.
They gave us the first 10 minutes, but I would say I'd rather have the first 10 minutes than not have it.
True,
because
I think I think you're exactly right. My thought was we should have spent an entire episode with these characters that we know and love, get to know where they're at. I'm fine if it's a little slower.
Yeah.
I'm fine if we get like one small allusion to a fight scene, or you know what I mean? Like I don't even need
do
it.
the whole thing.
I don't
lawyer
even
stuff.
need it.
Do the whole thing.
It's
lawyer
interesting.
Stuff.
We loved it from the first season or first, few
There's
seasons.
so many lines
Exactly.
that allude to like Matt, like Foggy telling Matt, I didn't
Yes.
want to give you a reason.
Yes.
That should we should be that you don't need it because we have the context of the previous show. But it's like that would work though to have previous context in that episode of Foggy having that conversation with someone like Karen.
Yes.
Like I'm just gonna stash him at my apartment. I don't want to give Matt a reason, or I don't want to freak Matt out. Whatever. I feel like we missed not having the first episode be the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. And like, it's not like you can't say that it's like dialogue or they couldn't do it, because in the rest of episode 1 and 2, I mean, they sit down, and in episode 2, he sits with Wilson Fisk for how long?
A long time.
A long time. And that's probably
a good conversation.
That's one of the most interesting conversations I've seen, and it's so good, and these characters are back.
I'm kind of dumbfounded that we didn't just make that one episode and have 10 instead of. I really like.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So I know they could have done it.
To me, it's so like lazy. Like I don't know.
It does feel a little.
It's like okay, people are mad we didn't. Charlie Cox is mad that we're not including. Let's just shoot 10 minutes with these people.
Yeah,
and then we'll move on.
Did you feel like when episode 1 opened, it was very jarring? Like, oh, okay, I guess we're just back in here, and we just are supposed to assume.
I was like, and then when he threw him off the roof, I was like, I love that.
I like the choice.
I love that. Like, I just love that whole emotion. It's just so emotional.
It's such a part of Daredevil's character.
And you just don't, like, it's just so Daredevil. It's so Matt Murdock. And it's so Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock in the way he plays him in the previous
taking off
seasons.
I mean, the emotion, it makes sense.
It's so perfect, and it's amazing him just shoving Bullseye off the roof. I love that so much. It's amazing.
It just felt a little jarring to me.
Like it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I think you could kill Foggy. Like, I'm not mad that you killed Foggy. I'm mad that...
I'm not either, yeah.
But I'm mad that this is not
how
like...
you went about it,
the first, the first episode.
It would have hit more, I think, emotionally. I mean, if you love the show, it still hits emotionally.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'll say. It hits emotionally when Matt takes the helmet off and you see his face and he's broken up. That's when I really felt it. I think
Karen and Foggy and Matt just make it emotional because it's them, and that 10 minutes is for Daredevil Netflix fans.
Yeah,
it is.
And I saw a clip. I think maybe it might have been this morning, where the director was saying like nobody wanted to do it, but he felt like they had to kind of set up some motivation for characters in the reboot of it. And I was like, I do really like the choice. I think it makes sense. But it was just so sudden, so quick, and I was also taken out of it by the way it looked. But I just feel like everything up to the credits was a little crazy. And then once we got the opening title, beyond
the opening title?
I think it's cool. I think they tried to... capture that. I
actually like it a lot.
Really? I think it's just fine. Like I have like
it's a lot of the Daredevil stuff, and the theme's solid. I like solid, it. It just I like the symbolism of it, like born out of the rubble, sort of. I enjoy it. Yeah, personally,
I mean it's fine. I didn't think it was.
I didn't think the first amazing. Daredevil title sequence was like incredible though.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, I like the theme's fantastic,
theme's amazing,
but like. I think this is like perfect for what this show is.
Yeah, I think it was fine. I'm happy to have it back. It's very reminiscent of that creative kind of Netflix that we like from each of those shows. But yeah, I did think the theme was good too. It feels Daredevil to me. It didn't feel like out of place or anything. But yeah, it's such a ballsy choice, and I'm glad they did it for this iteration. But yeah, I'm with you. I think they should have spent some more time on it, and I think that's why episode 1 for me would be like a 7 out of 10.
I would have been a 10 out of 10.
I think so too.
And I would probably 10 out of 10 the second episode with that. But let's go. Well, I do think the ending scene, like the ending like sequence of
episode
Fisk
1
getting elected and Matt
Yeah.
walking on the street and
the shot, the white,
them
the red.
I liked.
I think it's great. I love the color symbolism. I think that's really cool.
I do be liking that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I said like in the non-spoiler, like it does feel like we're back, like we're getting some of those moments.
It's solid.
That make you feel good.
But with the knowledge of 6 episodes of this were shot and then they reshot to make the rest of the 3, I am a little bit like,
oh.
Yeah, anyway,
I don't know.
Let's go to episode 2. Episode 2 is dope. So the reason I went 8 out of 10 is because I haven't decided where I'm going to fall on the marriage counseling stuff.
That's what I want to talk about too.
But I don't think I care. I don't think it's like I heard one point and I agree with it the most. But we're set up for this in the first episode anyway, so we have to just roll with it.
Yeah.
Had we not... So had like... I don't know. It's tough. I don't love... So this is why I was thinking 8 out of 10, but I was thinking about other elements, and I want a 9 out of 10 it. But I don't love that Wilson and Vanessa are not on a united front because their love in previous season just seemed to be just beyond like
no matter what they
understanding
do,
like they love each other, they'll always love each other, they're all so them to kind of be separated, and also I don't feel like the reasoning's that great personally.
Well, that's because they're trying to build off what they did in the MCU version of Kingpin. So, I get why they're doing that. I just wish that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that he went through
part.
that. That's the weak part. And so they're trying to come up with a reason of why he's gone. Vanessa takes over the company. I get it. They're just trying to make up for that. Not make up, but just give a reason. So it's just unfortunate.
And when I'm like, okay, so they're working on it, and then he goes, I know about Adam. I'm like, okay, so I absolutely hate this. Not hate it, or not the show, but hate that they're not together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they're that far apart.
Yeah.
I almost was like, they just got to get back into the groove of things.
So I didn't like it up to the point to where I realized that she was Matt Murdock's love interest, because I think it works so well with the writing from Daredevil that we know, and just the fact that Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk are so intertwined, and this was kind of like the new creative way to keep their lives intertwined in a way that I know is going to be a twist down the road, Matt Murdock finding out. So I really like that. That's when I was like, okay, I see where they're going with this, and it does feel kind of reminiscent of that very creative, stylistic writing to keep these characters together, because they are so synonymous even throughout the first 3 seasons of it. So that's when I was like, I respect that decision, and I'm fine with it. Because I was kind of with you, do I really want to watch them go through marriage counseling? But the reason now, I can see what they're doing with it.
I might settle down to an 8 as I'm thinking about it.
You really don't like that stuff?
It's so prevalent in the previous show. I'm gonna just. Sorry,
it does feel...
I'm gonna deride the Netflix series right now, because I'm just saying their love was unquantifiable. It was
no matter what
beyond
happened.
Understanding.
Yes.
She loved him, he loved her, he would do anything for her.
Yes.
And to just have them be, it's almost like it's not as big of a deal. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna say it, but it's like Luke Skywalker, Last Jedi, we're changing character development off screen, and we're separating them off screen to add stuff to our show. No, that stuff that's. I believe it's just that would just make Wilson stronger as a character. I disagree. This is the wrong character arc to give Wilson. So I'm not going to say, I'm not willing to say we're back. I'm not willing to say it because I need to see the rest of the show.
You don't think Wilson Fisk, seeing what we've seen from him, that he's back? In a character?
Oh, yeah. He's back back as characters.
Yes.
I'm not, when you say...
You mean back as a show?
MCU, and as a Daredevil show, as of the first 2 episodes, I say there's a strong argument.
Yes.
I would not say it until I see the show because of all of the surrounding, Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox sitting down, having to talk to Marvel, saying, look, we're not happy with the show.
Yeah.
And we have 6 episodes of
big red flag
of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little scary.
We need to see the show.
Yeah. I think when I said we're back, I just meant more that Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, back.
Yeah, it's back.
Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk, back.
Yeah.
They just embody these characters even after a 7-year break. They just feel so much like the characters. So I don't know. I think I'm with you. I don't know. I would say as a show we're back, but I would say, I mean, if I gave it a 7 out of 10 and a 9 out of 10, I would say it's pretty solid so far. I mean, it's pretty good. So we've got enough moments that I feel like we're getting back to some of what we love from the original Daredevil show. But I wouldn't say I would say we're back yet probably till it's over.
To your point about it being jarring, I personally think in the first episode, I'm sorry, I'm going to jump back real quick. I do think it'll be jarring for people who did not watch the Netflix series.
I thought that too. I thought this almost does a disservice to anyone new entering in. Like, they just assume you know who Foggy is, you know who Karen is, and that you care.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And that's why I think it was kind of jarring for me. It's like, I know the characters, but I was like, oh, we're here. We're back with them. They're just sitting in Josie's, like, shooting the breeze. That's fine. I guess they're not really going to, like, ease us back into it. And now I know why they did that. They kind of, I think, wanted maybe the shock factor. But yeah, if you didn't watch the previous shows, this is not very accessible for you at all.
No.
And I'm actually curious because most of what I've listened to are people who love the show. So I would be curious to talk to someone who hasn't seen the other stuff or just knows it maybe loosely.
Yeah.
Because it's not accessible at all.
Let's talk White Tiger. His stuff.
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Me neither.
I really don't have an opinion.
This show we both rated the show high, and we've been on the
dogging
two
on some
big
things.
subjects of the show.
That's true. Honestly, for me, the diner scene in episode 2 is enough to get it to like an 8 or a 9.
Absolutely.
I just absolutely ate every second of that.
Yeah,
I think
so
it was
good.
great. It builds off of the
Them
show.
like laughing and having some sort of like camaraderie.
Yes, it's so good.
It's so great.
Oh, it's so great.
Especially because the last time we saw these two, Matt was beating the ever-loving star out of him and screaming in his face. So it's so fun to like see them and just like cracking up. Matt's like, "Hey, you lost some weight.
Hey,
like, you're
put a little muscle on. Yeah. But if you get out of line,
Jim,
I'll be there." Oh, it's so good.
That is something also where I'm like, so have we left Daredevil? Because he's saying he's left it, but then he's telling Wilson, he's like, I'll be there to beat the crap out of you if I need to. Do you think he's just saying that as a lawyer?
Yes.
Or
I think he's
like
just saying
to hold him
as,
accountable?
Yeah, I think it's just we've got history. I'm going to make sure you're accountable. You're saying you turned a new leaf, but if you haven't, I'm going to be the first guy in line to tell you you haven't. Like, I think it's more of an accountability thing. I don't think he's saying Daredevil will be back. Maybe he is. We'll see. But that scene enough is it brings it up for me. But White Tiger, I don't really know. I felt like the introduction was a little weird.
So I, personally, just because I know a little bit about White Tiger, once I saw once I saw that guy walking up to those...
Did you think you knew?
Oh, I was like, that's White Tiger.
I didn't either. I did not.
Oh, I was like, oh, that's White Tiger.
I was like, who in the world is this guy?
I knew it immediately.
You know what threw me off is the White Tiger from like the
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes, is a girl.
Yeah.
And that's like the only iteration I've really paid attention to. I didn't read like comics or whatever with White Tiger in it. So going into this, like I just when I saw him, I wasn't thinking White Tiger.
I saw him and I'm like, that's White Tiger. And then I saw him fighting and I was like, this is terrible fighting.
Yeah, it looks kind of just like a brawl. Like he's not very skilled.
But there's the amulet. But I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
now the reveal of them being policemen and setting him like that is all super interesting.
Interesting, yes,
and very
it brings
cool.
Matt Murdock into, especially with Wilson Fisk, with like kind of going against vigilantes. Like it brings everything together. So like I gotta respect the writing choices.
When he was like, is there anything else you're not telling me? And Matt hears his heartbeat race. Yes. I'm like, this guy's so White Tiger.
Yeah.
And then they like do it a step further, and he's like looking around his room like, he's gonna find the suit.
Yes.
And they open the suit. I'm like, wow, not shocked.
Yeah.
But whatever. I am.
I love how they kind of just like glaze over. Like he says like mystic amulet a couple times.
I know, and they don't bring. He's like, it's because and he says it
amulet?
he says it to the judge. He wasn't wearing his mystic amulet, judge. So he's not. I'm like, who?
We're just taking that.
Is this just the world now, though? Like New York's been invaded by aliens 20 times. And
I mean,
doctors,
I guess to the MCU's point,
there is Shangri-La, whatever.
Yes,
Comartage is like in downtown New York.
Yeah.
So
in a way, like
maybe it's not a big deal.
Yeah, because like Wilson Fisk says, like vigilantes dressed like a spider. Like he mentions other stuff. So the world is very used to powers and like mystic things. But I just thought that was so funny that they're just like glossing over the fact that they said mystic amulet. I was like, okay. But like, I don't know. We'll see what his character does. I feel like he's a little old for the character.
Do you think Wilson has any control over, like, he wouldn't have any control over Spider-Man?
What do you mean?
Because Spider-Man's like supported by S.H.I.E.L.D. and S.W.O.R.D. and those people are totally over Mayor. So if he wanted
100%.
If he wanted to outlaw Spider-Man, it wouldn't even matter.
No. He's because Spider-Man's now
like Daredevil and White Tiger, those guys, yeah.
Because they're local level, yeah. Spider-Man's gone to the federal level, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't think he would.
They wouldn't.
I think he was just saying that because he's in New York.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. They've forgotten about. It depends on how much of the world has really forgotten about Spider-Man.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
Like how much that really affects.
Well, no, they just forgot that Spider-Man's Peter Parker.
Yeah,
not Spider-Man.
It's still weird. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see where White Tiger goes, though. I do like the idea of this like vigilante thing, maybe introducing some new stuff, because we have seen from trailers some other characters that are going to pop in. So I'm curious to see where it goes, but I'm kind of I don't really have feelings on it yet. We'll see. I think it's fine, but it's a little weird how they introduced it. But the writing aspect of it, why he's there, I think is really cool. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Final fight.
Gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's
dude.
so sick.
Oh my gosh. When he says,
so freaking
don't do this.
Dope. Don't do
Oh
this.
my
You're
gosh,
like,
don't
I'm
do
just like,
this.
hit him, man. Do it. Oh, man.
The scream at the end. Oh, it's so. That's what I want. That's it.
When he's taking the beating, I'm just like, yep, you got to. Yep.
You gotta take it.
You
can't give it away.
I was like putting it together when I'm like, dude, this is so sick. Like, for these cops to show up to kill this guy and his lawyer be sitting in there
holding this like.
And he's like, gotcha.
He's gone.
Like the most. But some valid points. Could Matt not have videoed them walking into his apartment on his phone?
True, yeah.
And been like, kind of gotcha.
Or the fact that like they just beat the defense
they were
attorney.
They were gonna kill him anyways. So
yeah, but like, oh, that's a good point.
But if Matt threw his phone up and like live streamed it on Instagram or something random, he's like, "What's up, guys? What are you doing at so and so's apartment with your guns drawn?"
That's true.
Little sus.
Yeah, no badge. They're just in like freaking civilian clothes.
Well, see you in court.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like pulled like everyone's response to cops like filming. I'm gonna film you. In
our world,
totally would have solved that situation, but no.
But then we wouldn't have got him.
I know, but I wanted to beat him up.
I'm
so curious how he's getting himself out of that.
Oh, I have no idea.
Like,
are they alive? I don't know. I don't think they're alive.
I don't know how they would be.
I mean, he smashed his head into the freaking like table and then just chucks him into the fridge.
They're alive.
Maybe.
But Daredevil doesn't kill people.
That's true.
I don't think. I think like that's what works about the Bullseye stuff is like that was a very emotional decision, and he kind of gets like bailed out of it because he survives.
Yeah. Gosh. Brutal, but
I'm so curious what the
such a good
I'm like
where are you gonna go with
are they gonna like it's gonna be like I don't remember I got hit so hard.
We have amnesia.
I know exactly. I'm so confused
because like
or like
he's blind
or like who's gonna believe also but like like what are they gonna say?
True.
Matt Murdock's not blind. Well, he is blind.
He's clearly blind.
Well, he's not clearly blind, but he actually is blind.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
By all the things they could test, he's blind.
Yes.
So they could be like, you're blind. And
That would be funny if he was like, what are you going to say? A blind lawyer beat the crap out of you?
That would be hilarious if those cops
might.
said, like, he's not blind, da-da-da-da-da, and they checked him.
And the
like,
judge is like, are you kidding
the
me?
They have a doctor verify. He's like,
Yes.
he is most definitely blind.
absolutely
He beat
blind.
you guys up. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
That would be kind of funny.
I don't know. I'm so curious how he's going to get out of it. But
What a great,
it's so great.
great way to drop 2
And
episodes
I-
and end it.
Friggin', let's just round of applause the fact that they didn't stand a chance. I was so worried they were
Yes.
going to put up some sort of a fight. The fact that they didn't, fantastic.
Great.
So good.
Yes.
Not an issue with the freaking Flag Smashers and Winter Soldier, the guy who lived for he
Yeah.
was like trained as
Yes,
the number one
yeah.
assassin in the world, can't beat a couple of teenagers. Like, come on.
They have superhuman abilities, though.
So does he.
It's an even playing field. I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
He's hitting them
Yes. Yeah.
with a super punch.
super
With a metal pipe, essentially, with vibrate. It's like Cap,
True, yeah.
just like,
just bashing a shield into
it's
him.
gotta feel somewhat similar to
Yes.
getting hit by
Yeah.
Mjolnir. Like a little
Valid
bit.
point,
It's
yes.
gotta be. I mean, if
That's true, yeah.
I think one punch from Bucky would cave, like the metal arm could cave someone, like a
Yes.
super
Yeah.
or not, cave your face in.
Yeah, that's
It caved Caps in.
true. Yeah.
So, anyways, sorry, we're talking about that too much.
Great ending to dropping 2 episodes.
I love that he
so
just
good.
whooped him.
My
Like,
mouth was open at the end.
oh,
of the
it's
episode.
so good.
When he screams and it cuts mid scream, I was blown away. Great way to kick us off with this show. I think that builds so much hype around it.
Oh, yeah.
Ending season or episode 2 that way.
And I like how they kind of brought Daredevil back.
Yeah.
Like we're like, okay, Matt's kind of standing up right now.
He's
getting
here.
involved.
He's still Daredevil.
Yeah.
We're just
He
not
like
in
goes
suit
to
yet.
the church and he does
Yeah.
his thing, and
Yeah.
then he starts tailing, and we're like, this
This
I'm
is
like,
it.
you guys get it. I would say they get it there.
Yeah.
That sequence is very reminiscent
Yeah.
of the previous.
It is,
the previous
yeah.
show, and so it's
So there's elements throughout this where it does feel like they understand what the Netflix show is doing, but it is a tough task trying to bring it into the MCU because they're going to try to do that too. So solid first 2 episodes though. I mean, if we're like I said, if we're rating it 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, solid start.
yeah, strong. It's very strong.
Yeah. I'm excited
Would
to see
you
where it
say
goes.
it's stronger than WandaVision?
I mean, yeah. I would say,
I would say first
tr-
episode, no.
second episode definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the dialogue's better. I think the writing is better. I mean, it's just they have a real understanding of giving us
Maybe.
good characters. Well, yeah, maybe I'm jumping the gun.
We
a little
heard
bit there.
it's weird. Like we want to say
Yeah.
that, but we heard that wasn't the freaking case.
Yeah, so I don't know. I really hope the rest of this season doesn't feel choppy. I hope we don't feel the reshoot.
I'm shocked that
Psycho
they
did.
let Charlie and Vincent say that.
Yeah, I am too. Well, maybe they did that in a way to kind of give us some hope that no, we brought it back on track. Like,
Yeah, but
this
we
is
wouldn't
good.
have known that had they not said it, though.
True. That's a good point.
I'm surprised they let him say it.
I wonder if they got flagged. They might have got flagged. behind
Maybe
the scenes
they've said
for
it twice though.
Yeah.
I've heard them say it to like some influencers.
Yeah.
and then say it on like an official interview,
That's crazy.
which Marvel reviews before they release.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I am very curious to see where it goes, but I'm on board. It definitely got me on board.
I'm excited to
I'm very
see the
excited.
main antagonist.
Yeah, I am too.
So a couple things we'll confirm. If we don't see Bullseye again the rest of the show, we're definitely reshoots in the first 10 minutes or reshoots.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've heard some people think, I personally don't think he's gonna. I don't know how he would fit in to this story.
I've heard a couple people say they think he's coming back.
I think Karen
really know.
will come back. If Karen, I'll be mad if Karen's not rotated back in somehow. I think that's a dessert. Like
I've heard them say that maybe with the Wilson Fisk vigilante stuff, because Bullseye's like his personal vigilante or whatever, that maybe he comes back again. I don't know. I don't see where it really works, but I think you're right though. If he doesn't come back, I think that's
also,
pretty confirmed
why does
shoots.
Bullseye shoot Foggy?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Why doesn't he shoot Karen?
Why does he shoot any of them?
Yeah. It just kind of shows up.
Which is why you need the first episode.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like, it's like we're missing a first episode, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, we gotta go.
I'm
Mickey
excited.
17, baby.
Yes.
We're excited.
We're seeing the premiere tonight. Very excited for that. But we'll keep doing reviews, discussions about episodes as we're watching it.
Yeah, we're
very
gonna weekly
excited.
do it.
Yeah, weekly we'll be doing that because this is a big show. Big for the MCU, big for us because we're both huge Daredevil fans. So we'll be talking about that, some non-spoilers, some spoiler discussions. I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, Daredevil Born Again.
Let's go.
It's here. It's
It's
exciting.
here. That's, yeah.
Awesome. That's a wrap, baby.